Hey guys, this is our first entry in YouTube Pagan Challenge week. Uh, and this week's question is, how did you find your path? Whew, okay, where do you get started on that? Um, well, I guess, as a kid, um, I was really into like high fantasy, like elves and magic and stuff like that, like fairy tales and things. The myths of King Arthur, comic books, and stuff. And always wished that that was real in some capacity. Um, but of course, we're told that it's not. And I, I remember, growing up in a very strict Christian household. I live in Alabama, so Christianity is everywhere. It's present everywhere in everything that we do. Everyone that you talk to, it's everywhere. So it's inescapable. um, well, anyway, I remember growing up in a super Christian household and, being taught to pray and stuff like that. And I remember praying to God, to the Christian God, to give me the ability of magic. And of course, it didn't happen the way I wanted. But I think in some ways, it definitely, that prayer did come true. Uh, in a weird, twisted way. Um, it wasn't until I was about 13 that I seriously got interested into magic and paganism and witchcraft and stuff like that. Um, I had met two friends, very dear friends still, who were just kind of, like the typical adolescent flirtation with witchcraft and Wicca. They were experiencing that, and I had never heard of Wicca. Um, the only forms of witchcraft I had ever heard of was, like fairy tale witchcraft, like Hollywood witchcraft. I'd watched the movie The Craft, certainly, but which, has a little inkling of a little bit in there, but that was all I was really familiar with. And so one day, we were sitting on the bleachers, and I saw them reading the book, oh, To Ride a Silver Broomstick by Silver Raven Wolf. Like, cliche, right? Anyway, they were reading that, and I kind of said, what is that? And, they began to explain it to me and everything, and I, look, it was one of those moments, and I've had several in my life. I'm sure other people have too. Where I think you're kind of aware of a shift, like you feel it, like you feel a shift within yourself, and that was one of those moments for me. I felt something inside of me change in that moment. Like as like ridiculous as that sounds, I know, but I did. I felt different. Like I felt like something had gone off in my head, and my ways of thinking were going to be changed. Like, and were changed. So I asked if I could look at the book. I looked through it and everything, and after that, I started checking out every book I could in the library about it. Pretty much, all we had was like books on Wicca, a couple of books on Wicca, and mostly books on voodoo and hoodoo. So I read into that the most. Really, really fell in love with hoodoo. Um, mm. And read it all in secret and loved it. And I started practicing spells and stuff by 15. Like, simple things like calling the quarters and stuff, and like spells to get good grades and stuff like that. It was very teenaged. But I didn't work with spirits or gods or anything like that. I didn't even know if I believed in gods at that time. So it definitely wasn't Wicca. It was definitely just witchcraft and hoodoo, not voodoo and Wicca. And so, yeah, I worked with like herbs and feeling the energy of the earth, and then like intuition, chakras, and like energy work basically, and spirit work, energy work and spirit work. And I did that up until I was about 18, like right at 18. I moved out on my own, away from roommates and everything, got my own place, and really just dived into it head on. I started working at a bookstore and bought everything in sight in the New Age section. And just read and read and read and read and kind of became what the author Christopher Penczak calls an armchair mystic, where you're practicing very little, but you're just reading and consuming and consuming and reading and reading and reading, and becoming well read, becoming knowledgeable about something before practice, which I think is a really smart move for anyone. Before you do, I think you should know. And although that's debatable. But so I started reading and reading about everything, developing connections to deities and stuff, figuring out that I did in fact believe in spirits and deity and stuff like that. Started trying to reach out to them, and it just evolved from there over time. I was 18 back in 2007. Yeah, 2007. So this has been going on for a while. For a while now. But yeah, I started taking it really seriously about a year after that or so, 2 years after that. Like in 2009, I got really serious about it. And I was like, this is definitely for me. I want to commit to it all the way. This is going to be a daily practice for me. And this is my jam. And it's been with me ever since. I think once you really step into it, you can't shake it off. You can't ever leave it. And I mean that in a good way. It's like they won't let you leave. The spirits and stuff. But yeah, now, I have influences from all sorts of stuff, not just witchcraft and hoodoo. My path's very different from what it was. And probably will be very different in the future. But yeah, that's kind of a short and sweet. How did I find my path? Friends from middle school. That's how I found my path. And the library. That's how I found my path. Books. Bottom line, books. Which is why I talk about books a lot on my channel. But yeah, that's how I found my path, and I can't wait to do week 2 in this, you guys. I think it's gonna be awesome. I'm just starting out my channel, so I can't wait to really dig through all of these questions each week. Really start to get more comfortable in front of the camera and share my beliefs and hear more of your beliefs and learn from each other. It's gonna be super cool. I'm gonna watch as many videos in the YouTube Pagan Challenge as I can. I'm really excited. So that's it. Thanks. Bye.